New at 11 o'clock, Attorney General Roy Cooper is launching a new effort to take down the video sweepstakes industry in North Carolina. Cooper says despite every effort by lawmakers, these businesses keep coming back.
And the owners insist they're legal. Some law enforcement agencies say they are not. WBTV's David Spine investigates and uncovers if you'll get into trouble for going to one.
I like coming to this place because I know a lot of the people here.
John McNeese comes to the Top Dog Sweepstakes parlor in North Charlotte just about every day.
It's just entertainment, just like, you go play golf.
McNeese's habit is a multi-million-dollar debate, and a confusing one at that. Are sweepstakes parlors like this legal? Are they illegal? Does anyone really understand?
They demonize us very badly.
Eric Sigeman owns Top Dog and has been in the sweepstakes business for 5 years.
It's not a business that should be demonized. We're about people. We're about camaraderie.
2 years ago, lawmakers passed a ban on sweepstakes, but it didn't last long. A judge ruled the ban unconstitutional, but things changed again last fall when the state Supreme Court put the ban back in place. That's why you saw police start to close down sweepstakes parlors in January. Sigeman closed his in January, then reopened a few weeks later after deciding he's following the law.
There has not been a set policy by the state to come down and say this is the way it's going to be.
Sweepstakes industry attorney Philip Moore blames the state attorney general's office for lack of communication to parlor owners.
You've now got 100 different counties all weighing in on whether or not is this proper? Does it comply? Does it not comply?
And it's not just Mecklenburg County sweepstakes owners that have questions. What does the state have to say about it? Well, we went to Raleigh to meet with Attorney General Roy Cooper.
The most important issue is that the law is in place that says they cannot operate. So we're going to continue to work with local law enforcement and prosecutors to help them to enforce the law.
Cooper says he's giving local authorities one directive: shut down sweepstakes parlors and machines. He says the state Supreme Court ruling upholding the sweepstakes ban helps to back up his demand.
This has given now local law enforcement and prosecutors a window of opportunity to go after video sweepstakes and enforce the law.
But while Cooper says the games are illegal,
we've been fighting this industry for years, and it's been like whack-a-mole.
You have to agree to the terms and everything.
Sigeman says, wait just a second. There's a new software that he says makes the games legal.
Here he won 130 prizes.
Sigeman and Moore walked us through the new software. They say the legal loophole is this: your winnings are determined before you even play, taking away any gambling simulation. And they say that elimination of chance means it's not gambling and it's legal.
With gambling in a slot machine, you pull that and it's completely random chance.
Sigeman wants the Attorney General to consider a compromise. He says begin taxing the sweepstakes industry.
They're starving. The schools have no money. The police departments have no money. The fire departments have no money. They're building $200 million stadiums or additions to stadiums, but they can't fund everything else. We could help with those things.
Cooper's office says adding a tax to the industry would first need to become law, and that's done with the General Assembly and Governor McCrory's signature. David Spunt, WBTV on your side.
We have made it easy for you to read the sweepstakes laws in North Carolina to make sure that you're not at risk if you decide to go to one of these businesses. Log on to our website, WBTV.com, for more information.
We're going to talk about some breaking news. We mentioned the tornadoes in Texas before the commercial break, but right now we have new video in, and we're hearing from the CBS affiliate in Dallas. There's 100 people hurt and multiple people dead, not a specific number on the deaths. Now again, that's from the CBS in Dallas, but as more information comes in, it's not happening in Dallas. They said all these injuries are in Granbury, Texas, a small town outside of Dallas. But breaking news is this weather sort of moves in and out, and we'll continue to get some of the aftermath and how many hurt, but it does seem to be pretty serious at this point.
Well, and the heat is on for all you race fans coming into town. We were in the upper 80s today. What about the rest of the weekend? Well, let's check with Chief Meteorologist Eric Thomas.
Well, the summer-like temperatures arrived first, Paul. Now the summer-like thunderstorms can't be far behind. In fact, the tip of the spear, the very first thunderstorm, actually rolled through our area earlier this evening between about 7 and 8 o'clock. Dual-pole power Doppler radar had some lightning strikes rolling along Highway 64, Taylorsville eastbound into the Turnersburg area. There you see Statesville. But again, that was it. That was the only game in town. But that, again, is the first of more to follow for sure. Scott Clark's Toyota City WeatherNet, 77 degrees. And we had a nice evening for you. That bright sunshine pushing our numbers all the way up to 87. There's the moon in hot pursuit of the sun as they both are setting. So the heat arrived today. You know that, of course, but it's going to stay. Maybe you didn't know that. And, of course, looking down the road, the storms, the weekend, and perhaps the All-Star race Saturday night. 73 International Airport, surface winds out of the south at 3. Dew point is getting up there at 60, so that moisture now on the increase as well. All of that eventually going to be fuel for thunderstorms. Looking ahead, the average high now up to 79 degrees, so we've been talking about the heat, telling you that that's going to be the theme going through the second half of the week. A little bit of a drop-off with the clouds and more thunderstorms over the weekend, but for the first time this entire year, I have to tell you, I haven't shown you yet a 7-day bar graph where none of the bars were below average, so we are certainly in for a big pattern change here. At the moment, it's just mild. 70s outside of the mountains, 60s when you go into the mountains. Beyond that, here's what it looks like out the door in the morning, 65, and as we said, it is suddenly mild with all of this warm air around the country. So just a weak front loitering off to the north. Here's that tornado watch around Dallas that you were just hearing about, but it's all these thunderstorms and that heat that will continue to encroach on the Carolinas going into the weekend. So here it is, second half of the week, first alert forecast, 87 again Thursday, 86 Friday. Notice the thunderstorm icons becoming more and more prominent over the weekend time frame. Then things settle down, but just a little bit early next week. The All-Star race, all right. Charlotte Motor Speedway, a couple of thunderstorms around, so it's going to be one to watch. That's the way it is. Molly and Paul.
All right, Eric, the Panthers make a move on a contract. Glenno's up next with sports.
Closed captioning on WBTV News is sponsored by Subaru South Boulevard and Subaru Concord, where all we do is Subaru.